Well, like a lot of automotive projects, I started out on one project, wound up with a second one to do. Had to replace a hose inside the inner fender, so I was removing the inner fender and wound up breaking one of the rivets that holds the ground effects trim in place. So I just pulled the other rivet loose and then went off looking for parts. And it didn't take me too long to figure out that 2 rivets at a dealership was almost 20 bucks. Now for the quick lesson I learned in searching for parts. Mustangs use a 9mm hole, Explorers use an 8mm hole. They have 2 different part numbers and they're definitely not interchangeable. Obviously the Explorer rivets will go just fine into the 9mm holes on the Mustang, but your trim will probably be too loose, where the Mustang rivets will not fit inside the hole for the Explorers. Now the Explorer rivets cost a lot less in quantity than the Mustang rivets, and they're a lot easier to find. According to all the information I can find, the Mustang rivets were first used in 1994 and continue to be used up till present day. Here's a shot of the ground effects panel with the old clips removed. Here's a shot of the old and new rivets side by side. You can see they are identical with the exception, of course, of the part that's broke off inside the fender. Here's the dealer where I bought my new rivets from, in this case 12 for around $15. This is the front trim panel with the new rivets installed. These are the secondary plastic rivets that go in from underneath the car, as well as the one retaining screw in the fender. As you note, the one rivet has pretty well been destroyed and I had to purchase a new rivet to replace one of the rivets. Here we have the car fender cleaned and ready for the panel to be reinstalled. Okay, my apologies here, but both I and the camera screwed up. The way you put this back in is to insert the recessed portion of the front trim back in, then use your finger to guide the rear rivet into its hole as you push back gently on the trim piece. Believe it or not, it's easier than it looks once you start taking a look at it. Once it's in place with the rear rivet, the front rivet pivots around and locks in place quite easily. The next step is to put the 2 plastic rivets in underneath the car, followed finally by the one retaining screw in the fender. And here are 2 quick shots showing the panel back in place. Well, if you're liking what you're seeing, give me a like and consider subscribing. I just might have something else coming down here real soon you're going to want to take a look at. The king in the video just might be gone, but don't let that be you too, so come on back and see me real soon.